This is your video class for today. We are going to be talking about mostly active reading strategies, but I did want to take some time to review what we have been talking about with pre-reading, which is a really important part of reading well. Taking time to analyze the title, the conclusion, the introduction perhaps, and the section headings, the titles of the section headings if you have them in an article. Taking time to read those through and make some guesses about what this article is going to contain. From reading the title or the conclusion or the introduction or the section headings, can you determine who or what this article is going to be about? Can you determine what audience the author is trying to reach? Who is the article written for? Can you determine the overall purpose that the author has in writing the article? Is it to argue or is it to explain? Is it to provide helpful advice to the audience, or is it to maybe accuse the audience of doing something wrong? There could be so many different purposes that the author has, but you want to make some guesses about what is the author intending to do. You might find the thesis in the conclusion or the introduction. And if you think you do, it's great to start reading an article already knowing what the thesis is, just from sort of skimming over the title, the conclusion, the introduction, and the section headings. So you want to take time, and this is section 1 of our essay. I want to know how you have engaged in pre-reading strategies. I want you to show how you have done the pre-reading before you ever start to read the article to try and understand it so that you can summarize it. So make sure that you are engaging in these pre-reading strategies and really discussing them in your essay. Here's an example of what it might look like to talk about pre-reading of a title of an article. This isn't all the pre-reading, it's just the title. So here's my attempt at pre-reading just the title. When I pre-read or pre-read the title, Cardiorespiratory Fitness in Late Adolescence and Long-Term Risks of Psoriasis and Psoriatic Arthritis Among Swedish Men, I could tell that Swedish men were the focus of this article. I knew who this article was about. It also has a lot of medical focus, which I can see in words like cardiorespiratory, long-term risk of psoriasis, and psoriatic arthritis. I don't really know what those things are or what they mean. I can't tell from this title what the purpose is or what the thesis is, but it seems like they're looking at risks or problems. I don't see a thesis here. It seems from all the big words that the audience is not really me or other college students, but people with specialized medical knowledge. Honestly, the title makes this article seem pretty intimidating. This is perfect. This is one paragraph trying to show that the writer is engaging with the title, trying to get some information from the title, really starting to think about the article before the student has ever read it. That is so important. This is what I'm hoping that you will do in Essay 2 to describe your pre-reading. And again, you can talk about what you got out of the title, what you got out of the conclusion, and that might be one paragraph or 2 paragraphs or the last 3 or 4 paragraphs of an article. What did you get from that? What did you get from the introduction? And what can you understand just from skimming the section titles? What do you understand about this article's content or purpose, or what it is you're going to be reading about? Make sure before you move on to actually reading your article, you have jotted down your pre-reading notes, because once you read the article, you can't go back and do this section. Talking about pre-reading is a good way to capture your guesses, your thoughts about what maybe this article will contain, and that's what I want to have a record of in Essay 2, Section 1. What are your guesses about this article?